We're delighted and honoured to have the Lord Mayor here with us today. He has set out a very clear strategy for his term of office, and it includes very relevant issues here today of driving economic renewal, of attracting international students. And it's a great honour and it's a great recognition, I think, of the project that the City Council is carrying out of GLEN, that he has taken time out of his very busy schedule to be here with us this morning. So I'd like you to give a very warm welcome to the Lord Mayor, Councillor Andrew Montague.
Well, first of all, it's just great to see so many people up and early for a 8:30 start. See the place full for this very important occasion. I'm very glad. I want to welcome you all here to Dublin City Council's event. And I want to thank Declan Wallace and Dublin City Council and GLEN for organising this event, and in particular Owen Collins, who's heading up the project. I also see that we have a couple of deputies, Deputy Eric Byrne and Deputy Maureen O'Sullivan here today, and I think it's very important that we have politicians here to be part of the debate. I'm very pleased that we have Professor Sean Kay has made his way here for this debate. Sean has written a book called The Celtic Revival, which I think is a very timely I suppose, essay and analysis of where Ireland has come and hopefully where it's going. And it's quite an optimistic view of where our future lies, and I think it's an important starting point for this debate here today. Our other distinguished panellists include Professor Francis Ruane, who's the director of the ESRI, Bernie Cullinan, the CEO of Clarigen, Dr. Tom McCarthy, the CEO of the IMI, Peter Finnegan, who I think has just walked in there. Hi, Peter. From the International Relations Department here in Dublin City Council. And of course, Kieran Rose, who's our Senior Planner in the Economic Development Unit of Dublin City Council and who will be chairing the session today. As Lord Mayor of Dublin and as a councillor, you know, you spend a lot of time thinking about and looking at different ways how to improve the city in terms of its well-being, in terms of us trying to improve it as a place to live, and also for its economic development. And diversity and openness, I think, is a very important factor in our future. And a lot of the research and work coming out from people like Richard Florida highlights that the cities that are most open and most welcoming to diversity are the cities that are the most successful. And I remember, like a lot of people in my generation, I left Ireland after I finished college. I left in 1993 and came back in 1998. And there'd been quite a change in Dublin in terms of its diversity. When I left at the start of the 90s, it was quite a, you know, that diversity just wasn't there. And it was during the early 90s that I think that change started. And I remember when I came back in 98 being really struck by the change in the city. And it was one of the most exciting things about coming home was that, you know, the development of a diversity in the city, and it's something that I truly cherish. And we're at the situation now here in Dublin where over 15% of the population were born outside the state. And in some parts of the city, especially I think in our city centre, as Maureen O'Sullivan would know, that proportion is even much higher, up to 40 and nearly 50% in some areas. And in some ways, that's kind of happened in a way that without too much strain and without too much fuss. But we have to be very careful about that and not get complacent, because I think there are points of strain, and it's important that we recognise them when they arise and try and tackle with them. I know there's an issue with taxi drivers and foreign taxi drivers at the moment, and it's something that we have to make sure, if there are genuine issues there, we have to be prepared to tackle them and face up to them. And I also know I live in Ballymun and I represent Darndale as a councillor, and in some of our more marginalised communities there would not be the same acceptance of foreign nationals living in our country that maybe is in some other areas of the city, and something we have to face up to and accept. I think people who are marginalised might often be looking for scapegoats, and they can often see foreign nationals as an easy scapegoat. So it's something we have to be very aware of, because I think it's important for this city that we do welcome diversity. So if there's points of strain there, I think we need to face up to them. On the whole, though, I think compared to many other cities, I think Dublin is an open, welcoming and tolerant city. And it's something that I'm very proud of, is the diversity in this city. And I think it's now a great strength of our city that we have that diversity there. But this forum here today is part of a wider project which is looking how issues of equality and social justice can contribute to our international competitiveness. And again, I'd just like to raise the issue in terms of equality of sometimes in our city we have areas of high concentration of deprivation. And if we're going to have a truly competitive city, that's something we have to tackle. And I'd be very aware of that living in Ballymun. So we have to look at equality across all grounds in our equality legislation, including disability. And cities that make themselves accessible, I think, are going to be more successful cities, because the more of our population that feel they can contribute, that are able to contribute, the better off we'll be. And it's also positive then in terms of tourism and attracting people to our city. The City Council has strong equal access policies, and that accessibility is vital for the future of our city, and it can be that competitive advantage. So finally, just want to thank you all for coming. As I said at the start, it's great to see so many people here, and I'm looking forward to the debate, and I'll be staying for it. So thank you very much.